And this problem has been going on for the last generation. I was an MSU student myself during the Virginia Tech massacre. My friends and I helped to organize the on-campus vigil after that tragedy in April of 2007. And so from 2007 in Virginia Tech through all of the successive mass shootings, and now, the one that's hit closest to home on our own very campus, it has been a problem that's been going on the last generation from when I was in school, and now it's being passed on to the next generation. There are students from Oxford High School here in Oakland County, Michigan, who survived that shooting and now have survived another shooting at Michigan State University. So we cannot perpetually live in grief without action. And that's what we're charged to do in the Michigan State Senate.
Well, to that point, Senator, last week you tweeted about the Michigan legislature saying Democrats have a new majority with the will to act on the issue of gun violence. Are you really optimistic about the real change that is coming in Michigan? Is it possible?
Oh, absolutely, with our new Democratic majority. In that tweet, I shared a video from after Uvalde. And I was fed up because 6 months prior, after the shooting at Oxford, the Republican majority said, we cannot have a gun debate because there's a community in grief. And so then 6 months later, another community is in grief, and the Republican majority did absolutely nothing, waiting for the next community to be in grief. Well, now we're the community in grief in the Lansing area and throughout the state of Michigan. So now our Democratic majority is in place to usher forward some 10 or 11 bills that we've already introduced year after year, but this is the year we are going to get them done.
So, Senator, I'm going to take your point and I want to come at it from a different angle because I really appreciate what you just said. And one of the things that raises in my head is that after the shootings at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, we saw the survivors, the students themselves, come together and successfully pressure Florida state government to enact stricter gun laws. I'm talking Florida. This is not an easy lift for the seasoned lobbyists to get around. These students were able to do it. So do you think in addition to maybe a reinforcement, if not even a tip of the spear strategy, could be having the stakeholders, the students themselves, the victims of this violence, taking more of a lead in pressing legislators to get something done?
And I'm glad you are talking and centering this around the students, Michael, because last week we had that action on the front steps of the Michigan Capitol. The students from MSU drove 4 miles up the road from MSU's campus to the state capitol to stage a rally and really a protest of inaction from the last several years. And then they sat on the front steps of the Capitol just how they are trained to do when there's an active shooter situation in their own classroom. And it really was an emotional demonstration from these students of what they have to go through. And they really brought it to the front steps of the state capitol to demonstrate that that's where the change needs to happen. I am encouraged by these student leaders. A generation after I myself was a student at MSU, who have taken this advocacy, taken this pain, and turned it into advocacy. And that is what's going to also continue to usher these bills to reduce these gun violent events to the governor's desk for her signature.